Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday, the 12th of December. The Commerce Commission's filed criminal charges against two construction companies and directors for alleged bid rigging of publicly funded contracts. It's the country's first ever criminal prosecution for cartel conduct, where two or more businesses agree not to compete with each other. Shannon Johnstone has more.
The Commerce Commission investigated allegations the companies and the directors colluded to rig bids for infrastructure projects in Auckland. Chair John Small says cartel conduct harms consumers through higher prices or reduced quality and harms other businesses trying to compete fairly. He says bid rigging of publicly funded construction contracts loads extra costs onto taxpayers and the economy.
The government will today get on with the business of putting its 100-day plan into action. Political editor Jason Walls says although the House has been sitting for a week now, today's the first opportunity the government has to start passing laws.
The first cab off the rank will be axing the Reserve Bank's employment mandate, so it has a sole focus on inflation. This bill will be debated under urgency, passing through all stages in the House without a select committee process. And although it'll be a packed House for question time, there'll be one noticeable absence. Prime Minister Christopher Luxon. He'll be in Melbourne for his daughter's graduation.
Chris Hipkins says it's important to have the English version of Te Tiriti o Waitangi alongside the treaty in Te Reo. Protesters yesterday defaced part of Te Papa's treaty exhibition. They wanted the English version removed, saying it wrongly concedes sovereignty to the Crown and is misleading. The Labour leader says both versions should be seen.
I do think we need to make sure that we continue to preserve our history, warts and all, and that means the debate around the English version of Te Treaty versus the Te Reo version of Te Treaty is part of our history.
Wellington Mayor Tori Whanau accepts that some may doubt her sobriety after two public drunken incidents in the past 6 months. Whanau says she's committed to being sober, admits she has a problem and is getting help. She says she hasn't had a drink since being publicly intoxicated last month, but it's okay if people are suspicious.
People who go through that expectation all the time. I just have to stick to what I know, which is I know I can do this.
Two of this year's biggest movies are leading the pack among Golden Globe contenders. Oppenheimer and Barbie received 8 and 9 nods each. In TV, Succession reigns supreme with 9 nominations. Massey University's 2023 Quote of the Year has been winnowed down to 10 contenders. They include Up the Waz and other notable one-liners, and this infamous slip of the tongue by National's Nicola Willis.
How big is his hole?
The 125 nominations were judged on brevity, impact and emotional strength. Massey University panel member Heather Kavan says she hopes people will vote on their favourite.
Generally, we are just looking for the quotes that have got a real spark to them that we think that the public will like.
To sport, illness has entered the Wellington Phoenix men's football camp. Defender Scott Wooten has been absent from team training as the squad regroups after their first loss of the A-League season to Newcastle. White Fern skipper Sophie Devine is back for the opening one-day cricket international against Pakistan in Queenstown today after getting a cortisone injection in her right knee. And former All Black Jono Gibbs has been appointed New Zealand's under-20 men's rugby coach. He replaces Clark Laidlaw after his appointment at the Hurricanes. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.